Our next guest is a small business owner, and they have been on the show before. Oh, yes. Please welcome back to the show, Entrée PeeE Neur.
How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm all right. A little perturbed.
This is David Wain, by the way.
Hi, David.
Nice to see you.
David Lil Wayne.
Entrepreneur?
Has anyone ever called you that?
David Lil Wayne.
I love it. Can that be my new moniker?
Yes. Do you rap?
Of course.
Do you have a little penis?
I got a little penis.
Scott, have you
I'm
seen
not offering
Lil
you
Wayne's...
suggestions
Scott,
of
have
the
you
subject
seen
matter
Lil
of your
Wayne's
rap.
dick?
Have I seen Lil Wayne's dick? I'm presuming. Why would you call
Alert the press.
Why would you call yourself Lil anything unless you had a little dick and you were proud of it?
Maybe it's a stature thing.
Lil Bow Wow? Little dick.
You've seen all these dicks.
Well, you saw my dick in the locker room before we started recording.
That's right. We have a locker room here where we all shower before the show and we change. And a lot of times we take a steam, and sometimes we'll be doing the show just in towels. Today we're wearing you're branded by Nike, I can tell.
Yeah.
You have the swoosh everywhere.
Scott's wearing a robe, but his dick is poking out.
Look, I know that with Weinstein and all that, he's finally on trial, but give me something. I can't change that quickly.
That's okay, Scott. I'm not holding it against you. Just want your listeners to know how you work.
I like to hold it against you.
Okay.
How are you, Entrée?
Ouch.
Okay, Scott?
Yes.
I'm not interested in relations.
You're not.
No.
Well, you said you had a bone to pick with me. Speaking of bones.
Bones. Another bone. A different
Speaking
bone.
of David Boreanaz.
A different bone to pick. I don't think you want your bone picked.
Do you think David Boreanaz, anyone ever on the set
Is
of
this
Bones?
the one from, oh yes, from Bones.
Anyone ever went up to him and said, I got a bone to pick with you, and then they laughed and they high-fived. David, take this one.
I thought that was your new nickname for me, David Boreanaz.
For moments there, I did as
David
well.
Boring Wayne.
Hey, wait a minute.
This is your chance.
Too close to comfort.
Hey, I'm the one with the small dick. Oops.
Oh, no. Hi, Entrée.
Hi, Scott, my bone to pick with you that you called me a small business owner. I'm not a business owner. I'm an inventor.
You are an inventor.
Of original
I'm sorry.
ideas.
I'm sorry. You don't have a small business where you have the capital in order to make these
I'm seeking
ideas.
capital.
You need the capital. And David Wain, by the way, a lot of passive income from his various projects.
I do a lot of seeding, financial seed money that I put in escrow until
you basically
mature.
plant a few seeds, watch these babies grow.
But if you have something to pitch, I'd be willing to put in a couple $1 million to hear the pitch.
Okay.
Just to hear the pitch?
Just to hear the pitch.
I have lost a lot of money this way.
I typically accept Bitcoin, but I will take a couple million. And a couple
now,
we're talking to.
It's going to take me just a little bit to put together the cash. That's a lot of money.
You have a lot of, like we mentioned, passive income, but you're not really entirely liquid, you were telling me.
I want aggressive income. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know that I'm that liquid. I have hobbies, but go on.
Okay.
Okay, now, Entrée.
Yes, Scott.
I should warn you, David, that Entrée's been on the show before.
Okay.
And Entrée tends to
Why does that require a warning?
What did you just say?
Why does that require a warning?
Consider myself horned.
You are horned.
Why do you feel you need to warn them?
Well, I just... Your ideas have never borne fruit necessarily into...
have you borne fruit?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
You wouldn't understand.
Do you want me to part this robe?
If you were a woman, you wouldn't know what it is to bore fruit.
And just to be clear, David Wain, I'm not a woman.
Okay.
There's a bit of discrepancy in our memories about that, about whether you're a woman.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I am a man.
Okay.
And my belief is that may not have been established.
Scott, consider it established.
But for 2020,
2020, it's a new decade.
Entrée PeeE Neur is a gentleman who has come in here and has pitched us various things. And the one problem that I would say, Entrée, is that you tend to pitch things.
You're a hater.
It's not that I'm a hater.
Aside from that problem, what else?
You tend to pitch. Well, I don't even want to spoil it because I want David to just have a fresh.
I like to hear
ears.
the pitch fresh, or else it clouds my judgment.
Fresh pitch for you, David Lil Wayne. Okay, so I'm thinking of something. I'd like your $2 million. What it is something that is rectangular in shape. Base. The base, excuse me, hear me out.
Okay.
Everything's a bit of a rectangle.
Well, you seem to focus primarily, if I may be so bold, on rectangular things. Because I think when you pitched us a hospital,
Sure.
it was basically a rectangle.
Was it a rectangle?
I think it was.
No offense, Scott. A lot of things are rectangular.
Thank
That
you
is
very
true.
much. Thank you very
no
much.
offense.
Many
No
things
offense.
are born
No-
of a
none taken.
rectangle.
None
Many
taken.
things are born of a rectangle. Rectangular base,
Okay.
it's going to be connected to the ground. Okay?
Okay.
We'll maybe do some molding around it connected to the ground. And then another rectangle upright on another side
So
connected
it's like
to that
an
one.
upside down T. I'm just sketching this out.
Exactly. Then we're
So
going
it's
to
sort
go
of like the Titans Tower from the Teen Titans, but upside down.
Right.
like an upside down timeout sign on a sports field. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so you know what a sports field is.
Of course, come
You
on,
know the
Scott.
rules, so
I'm
that
not a
there's a
damned
time-
idiot.
Okay.
I'm not a stupid.
Okay.
The top of it is an oval. A top of the upside
You're
down.
so focused on shapes.
What do you
What
have
is
against
this thing?
shapes?
Well,
You're
I'm trying to figure out what
You're
this
a
is.
shapist.
It's a rectangle, and then another
Scott,
rectangle, then
say
an
it.
oval.
You're-
What-
you're-
We have an upside down T, and on top of it is an oval.
the oval is kind of on is not upright per se. It's on its side.
Oh.
Sort of like the bases. Anyway,
Are you pitching the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
No, Scott. No,
like-
I would never. That exists already.
Maybe
Why
it's-
would I pitch that?
This is a basketball hoop.
No, you're gonna sit on top of it and let your dookie out, let your pee out,
Okay.
and then there's gonna
Now
be a
I
little.
see.
Let
Why
your
all
dookie.
the talk about rectangles when you're pitching a toilet?
I don't have a name for it, Scott. Thank you. That's brilliant. I love it. Toilet.
It
We'll call it
exists.
a toilet.
It exists
Never
already.
heard of it. Never heard of
You
it.
don't use a toilet?
Never heard
What
of
do
it.
you use?
To do what?
What you just said, the dookies.
To dookies? When I dookies,
To dookies.
I do it right where I am, wherever I find myself,
Wherever you lay your hat?
wherever I lay my hat.
Is your home?
Yes.
Which is never near a toilet.
I don't know what that is. If y'all want to call it a toilet,
What is your house like?
I'm
You
willing
don't
to
have
give
a
you-
mattress? You don't have a toilet? Where do you live?
Where do I live? With my mother. Well, she's
Well, that
dead.
explains it.
That
She's
explains
dead.
it.
I don't own a home. She's dead.
She's dead, but she
dead.
still lives there?
No, I just call it her house. But
So you know what a house is, because I think you pitched me those once.
is that what that's called?
Yes.
Okay. I love the sound of it. I love to see it.
What kind of house doesn't have a toilet? David just drew
I
one.
can
It's-
tell you.
David drew-
a house
It's
that doesn't have a
beautiful.
toilet.
David-
A birdhouse.
Thank you, David. You're right.
was
You're
great.
right. A birdhouse doesn't have a
David
toilet.
drew what
Touche.
looks like a vanity mirror.
So you know what a vanity mirror
Why
is.
is that so alarming to you, Scott?
What
Of
is,
course
what
I
is
know
in your bathroom?
What
a
a-
vanity and that's it?
a
And what about
vanity,
sinks?
A vanity and a
Sinks?
couple and a sink. One sink
So
and
you
a
know what
vanity.
sinks are?
Sure, yes.
So you know what plumbing is?
What is no? Why do you have to complicate things?
Where does the water go in your sink?
I don't know.
It
Do
just
you know
disappears?
Where does your water go in your sink,
It go-
Scott?
it goes-
Where exactly does it end up, Scott? Go. You have 2 seconds.
In the Pacific
Go.
Ocean.
Oh, interesting.
All I know is if someone said to me, describe a toilet, I would say an upside down T with an oval on top.
All right, look, we need to get to our next guest. He is a lawyer. Please welcome to the show, Italiano Jones.
Hello, thank you for having me. My name is Italiano Jones, and I will fight for you.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you,
I
Mr.
work
Jones.
for the law offices of Italiano Jones and Associates and other miscellaneous items.
Okay, that sounds great. What type of cases? By the way, this is Entrée PeeE Neur.
How you doing, young sir?
How are you? I am Italiano Jones of Italiano Jones and Law Services and miscellaneous other items.
And this is David Wain.
Hello,
Hello.
David.
Of
Nice
Wayne
to meet
Scotting,
you.
Jimmy to TMZ.
It seems like your law firm changed its name in the last couple of minutes.
How dare you? My law offices never change their name. We will fight for you. I heard that you came here in an ambulance.
Yes, I did.
Would you like? Did they?
Can you spell ambulance?
I will spell it for you. Absolutely. Ambulance. AMBULANCE. Ambulance.
He's right.
Whoa, Black Betty. Ambulance.
A
That's a
very,
little law office joke.
Sounds like I found my lawyer.
would you not agree? An ambulance is a very rectangular vehicle.
Yes, they mostly are rectangle,
I
but
know
in Europe,
what those exist. Those
Eh,
exist.
You know about those?
Yeah.
in Europe they are oblong.
Are they now?
Yes, I would know. I am from Italy.
You are?
Yes.
I wondered, Italiano Jones, is that a nickname?
Why do you
or-
sound like you're from Chicago?
It is a family name from Italy. I am from Italy.
What part of Italy are you from?
Tuscany.
And why is your family name your first name?
That's how we do things in Italy.
Oh, I see. It's
I wasn't aware of that.
Can you
right.
So
spell
in
it?
other words, everyone in Italy is called Italiano something.
Can you spell it? Can you spell it?
Italy, Italy.
What type of law do you practice, Italiano?
I practice all types of law. Do you have a case? Are you in any type of trouble? Have you been injured in an accident? Have you been injured in a self-inflicted wound?
Self-inflicted wound? Who am I going to sue if it's a self-inflicted wound?
We can sue thousands of people. We can sue so many people.
Who do you
I
sue?
will
I
fight
guess
for you.
the makers of the weapon that I use?
We can sue Smith and Wesson. We can sue just Wesson cooking oil.
Italiano.
If you slipped on a bottle of Wesson cooking oil.
On the
and you-
bottle itself,
and you
not
shot
the
yourself.
product?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And you shot yourself. How ironic would that be?
You
Think about this. You are holding a gun and you are also frying something in your kitchen.
Why would I be
And you-
doing that?
And you put the bottle
Am I
down.
trying to defend myself while I'm frying?
in
Are there...
case you live in a rough
Maybe
neighborhood.
you can't find a spoon and you've got to stir with something.
Okay.
You live in
gotta
South.
stir with something.
You live in South Italy, like me. I grew up in a rough neighborhood.
Oh, yeah?
The streets was tough.
The pointy toe of that boot?
The pointy toe of the boot, absolutely. Mm-hmm. The pointy heel of the boot.
Did you grow up with the Godfather?
I grew up with a godfather. His
You did?
name was Roy.
Is it not Italiano?
No, my name is Italiano. It's a family name.
Italiano, you sound like Mike Tyson.
S.C. Johnson and Wax. It's a family company.
You sound like Mike Tyson. You ever heard of Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, yes, I love him.
Yeah, what do you love him for?
I love
What
everything.
part of his career? You love? Be careful now. What do you love?
You know, I represented him in a case.
Oh, no. Which one?
I will tell you.
Please do. We have a deal.
He once
He
bought
did
a,
just ask you to.
he once bought a tiger online.
Oh.
And when the box came, the tiger was not in it. It was
no.
just a skeleton.
Oh, no. Skeleton of a tiger or a human
A
skeleton?
human skeleton.
What? It gets weirder.
And so we went and found the company that sold him the tiger box.
The
skeleton.
tiger box.
And he got
skeleton.
to keep the skeleton too. I will
Okay,
fight
whose
for
skeleton
you.
did you ever feel you? That's great, you fought for him, but where did the human skeleton come from?
We do not know. We did not get
You
that.
got to find that. This is the mystery.
We did not get that evidence. All we did was get him a real tiger, and he got to keep the human skeleton. And now it is up in his living room, and it wears a doctor's lab coat. I will fight for you.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to me.
So this is-
Italiano Jones of Italiano Jones Law, miscellaneous services, and items of law.
So he has a skeleton wearing a doctor's lab coat like he's in a vaudeville sketch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We all love vaudeville. We go to watch vaudeville movies at Mike Tyson's house all the time.
You do, really? Which
in his
ones?
private theater. Oh, I'll tell you. We watch The Producers.
Well, you ever seen this? Entree?
The Producers.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
No?
No.
We watch The
Only thing I've ever
Directors.
seen is
I,
The Wives.
I guess I was talking about a movie theater.
Oh, a theater?
Yeah, you ever heard of that?
Describe it to me.
Rectangular,
Rectangular.
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely
There's a
rectangular.
rectangular thing in the front.
I follow.
And then there's a rectangular.
There's definitely a rectangular
Glass
thing
box
that
filled
you
with
that you go
popcorn.
through in order
Yeah.
to get
I
there.
follow. Okay. And then what happens?
You sit down on what I could only describe as a couple of rectangles upside down.
Stop. Everybody knows what a chair is, you dumbass.
Have you been injured in a chair? Have you stood on top of a chair and tied a rope around your neck and jumped off? Well, I will
Then
fight
you
for
would
you.
be dead. I
will
think you would
fight
be
for
dead.
you.
Did you? I want to sue this ambulance company that let me get out of the
Yeah,
ambulance
I
on
know,
the way
this
to the
is-
hospital.
You want to sue the ambulance?
to do a podcast?
What is the company called?
It's called? I think it's called a Ron's Ambulance.
Oh, they have that same brand in Italy. Okay, I have sued them before, and I will sue them again because I will fight for you.
but
I am here from the law offices of
Yeah, we know where you're from.
Italiano Jones.
but
it seems-
Italiano Jones. What kind of money am I going to get out of this?
I could get you thousands. I could get you hundreds. I could get you millions. How much money do you want, David Wain?
Thousands.
You want thousands?
You want the thousands instead of the millions?
Yeah, that's what I'm in
You
the
don't
mood
be
for.
greedy.
David Wain, all I need is the evidence.
I have an idea. Maybe you and I could go into business together.
How dare you?
We're already in business together.
This is how I dare. Okay, so maybe you have people to sue. We could go to a place to have these kind of suings and trials.
All right,
or-
you know what a lawsuit is, but you don't know where they take place.
a lawsuit is a silk suit you wear to a rectangle.
I do all of my suings in one courtroom.
Which one?
the LA Municipal County Courtroom.
Okay, wow.
I fly all my cases here.
That's a rectangular room. I've been there.
Yeah, very rectangular. It's almost like
Y'all have been to this place.
Yeah.
What's it? It's called LA Municipal.
it's
LA
like
Municipal.
6 rectangles.
6 rectangles.
6 rectangles.
Yeah,
and
just
then
like
what?
the Olympic logo.
And then what? Okay. I understand. So some of them are stacked upon one another.
Have you ever been injured by the Olympic logo? Did one of them fall off the Olympics and hit you in the face?
That actually did happen
I
to
will
me.
fight for you.
That happened to you?
It
That
did happen
happened
to
to
me.
Entrée.
It did happen to me. I was hit by the red ring.
Was it Alberta, 1988, the Winter Olympics?
Yes. Yes, and
Perfect.
perfect.
That is the only Olympics I am allowed to preside
Yes,
over.
and
You're not allowed to preside over any other
Any
Olympic.
other Olympics.
Why
Okay.
is that?
Well, I have been banned from all other Olympic procedures.
residuals.
So you're allowed to sue that particular Olympics, especially if the logo falls on somebody.
Oh,
and
and also
luckily,
Lake Placid, 1982.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was. I'm looking for a quick check.
it's a little late for Lake Placid, but great.
I was.
Lake
Alberta.
Placid. Were you bitten by
Alberta.
the big alligator in Lake Placid?
No.
There's a giant alligator who lives in Lake Placid. His name is Steve.
Steve.
If he bites you, I will fight for you.
How many people has Steve bitten?
Oh, Steve has bitten thousands of people.
Thousands?
Everybody who goes to Lake Placid to ice skate, and the ice is never hard enough, and they fall through.
But just for conflict of interest reasons, I have to ask: have you ever defended Steve?
I have never defended Steve in a court of law. I have, however, defended Steve to his mother when he came out.
Out of the closet?
Yes.
The alligator?
What did you say to Steve's mother? Like,
I said-
what a good friend you are.
She was very upset with Steve when he came out because she's a homophobe. And I said,
They're both alligators, right?
yes. And she said, ow, ow,
What is
ow.
your point, David? That alligators can't be homophobes?
Well, now wait a minute. Don't drag me into this.
Drag him, Scott. Drag him.
Drag him.
Cancel him.
Drag him, sis.
I feel like all alligators can do what they please as long as they don't eat me.
Drag him.
So
Drag
you
him,
think they
sis.
can be homophobes? You want them to be homophobes?
Now wait a second here. This
Somebody
is
is
entrapment.
about to get canceled.
Italiano, can I sue Scott for entrapment?
You absolutely can.
Oh, no.
Where are you gonna do the suing? Do it. I have a new space for you. A new space. It's a rectangle. I won't do 6 because that is excessive. We only need 1 rectangle. You can enter in that rectangle. There'll be other rectangles.
Why would you need to
behind-
enter if there's just one on the ground?
Well, it's gonna be sort of a 3-dimensional rectangle, which I have now learned, thanks to your wonderful listeners, is a cuboid. So
Cuboid!
All right, so cuboid.
cuboid. Cuboid.
Oh,
It's
cute boys.
Oh, cuboid. Boyd, please get on your mark. Okay. So
Cuboid.
Boyd. Anyway, we don't need to bother ourselves with Boyd, but it's a cuboid. You'd enter. Inside, there will be a judge. Yes, I've heard of a judge, Scott. Don't you dare start to ask me. I've heard of a
Where
judge.
do you think a judge usually works?
A judge usually works from home.
From home.
A judge works from
Until your innovation, which you're in the middle of pitching.
Exactly.
Why would a judge who gets to work from home
Right.
want to travel to another place? I would think that's
Because
one of the
these are-
benefits of
most
being
judges
a
are-
home-based judge.
Scott, most judges are unsuccessful. The legal system is going to shit in this country
She
Because
is
of lack
correct.
of cuboid rooms.
because there are not enough cuboid rooms in which to hold sue-ins. So
You think the legal system is going to hell here?
The legal system is going to hell, just like you, Scott.
you are
Luckily,
going to hell in a handbasket with gasoline draws on.
luckily,
Light them up.
I am friends with many
Sis.
judges.
Sis.
You're friends with many judges?
I am friends with many judges.
Spell judges. Spell judges.
JUDGS. Judge.
Do you feel like the judge's problem is that they're all working from home? That's the problem with our legal system?
They
is that
all
the
work from
judges
home.
I'm so sorry. Speaking of winning the suit, I've been meaning to announce this. There is going to be a suit that I'm going to be giving away to one of your lucky listeners.
You're giving away
And you can win the suit.
meaning a dress suit?
Yeah, it's a
Oh, wow.
three-piece suit.
Three
It's
pieces?
It's a felt
So we're talking vest, pants, and
vest,
jacket?
pants, jacket.
Wipe me down.
It's a 2-button suit. Yeah, wipe it. She's already all wet over there.
He is. Come on, David.
Please stop misgendering
no-
me in 2020.
I said he.
I will represent you for
The way I-
misgendering.
the way I
I'm
pronounce
taking you
he
to
is
court.
he.
We going to
Yeah.
court.
If any listeners do want to win the suit,
How do they get
all
involved
you
in
have to
this
do
contest?
is there's going to be the 5th caller. We're taking taking right now at our 800 number.
We're taking calls right now?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the phones here. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Hi, you're caller number 1. Sorry, click. All right, let's go to the phones. Hello?
Fifth caller.
Hey!
Caller, you're caller number 2.
How cool!
You don't win. Bye. Caller, are you there?
Your mother's a jerk.
My mother's a jerk? Well, fuck you. You're caller
start
number
raining
3.
wherever
You're
you
caller
are.
number 3. Click. Caller, are you there?
I'm on the radio with T-Pain.
No, T-Pain's not around. But you're only caller number 4. You were so close.
Oh.
All right, bye. Click. Caller, are you there?
911, what's your emergency?
Hey, this is caller number 5.
Wait, I think the phone lines got crossed here.
911, what's your emergency?
We accidentally called 911.
What's your emergency? What's your emergency?
Ma'am, can I get your name because you have just won a suit?
Sharon. Oh, wow, that's amazing. What's your emergency?
It's a 3-piece suit. Does that change your tune at all? Or
Oh, okay.
Vest included.
I love that.
A lot of suits are only 2 pieces these days.
Okay, all right, but do you have an emergency?
I guess it's an emergency that we get this suit to you, isn't that right?
I called you. Isn't that something?
Wait, is this Sharon?
Yeah.
Sharon from 911?
Italiano?
This is Italiano Jones of Italiano Jones Law
I thought
Services.
you were never going to talk to me again.
I'm sorry I said that.
I'm pregnant.
What?
Scott, hang up the phone.
Not hanging up the phone. This is juicy
Hang up the phone,
shit.
Scott.
Italiano, I'm pregnant. I'm 7.5 months pregnant. I've been
You're
trying
ready to
reach-
go.
I'm ready to go.
Is it Italiano's baby?
I do believe so. I've only ever
You
slept
believe
with
so?
I believe so. I've only ever slept with Italiano. He told me he was shooting blanks.
That is correct. I do shoot blanks. But this day, the blanks fired. Just like if you were cooking in your kitchen.
Why is
gun.
every one of your lawsuits cooking related?
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Well, now that you have the suit, I think that solves it.
You can get married.
I'd love
In
to
this suit.
I would love to marry you in this suit.
That suit is worth thousands.
Okay.
Use that for the baby. Scott, hang up the phone.
I'm not hanging up the phone.
Italiano,
You're a deadbeat dad.
I liked
Italiano?
you. I liked you. You told me that every woman you met to this point thought you were stupid, didn't take you seriously, and that you appreciated that I saw your worth and your intelligence and what made you unique and special. And then you left.
I
Well,
did
he-
appreciate it.
He confided into me that he did not want to feel like he was associated with a 911 operator as his main squeeze.
Oh,
That is
you
what-
didn't really?
That is what you call a
Are you
conflict of
kidding
interest.
me?
That is a
I help
conflict of
people.
interest.
I help people.
I also help people. Have you ever been
Sweat.
injured?
How is that a conflict of interest if you're both helping people?
Because I work against them. I am.
Oh,
suing-
you sued 911?
I am going to sue
Okay,
911.
well, I'm getting calls for other emergencies at this point, so if you could take my
You
number.
have an emergency.
Italiano, Italiano, please take my number down. Call
I'm
me
gonna
again.
ne-
It's 911.
I will not be able to award the suit. I'm sorry, just looking at the bylaws unless you give me your full address right now.
Okay, my full address
Scott,
is...
hang up the phone.
My full address, Italiano, I'd love to see you. I'm located at 5959 Emergency Lane.
Emergency lane. How ironic
That's
is
where
that?
the dispatch, it's how funny and goofy. Emergency Lane,
Always make 911's got to be funny. and
Los
goofy.
Angeles, California. 91169.
All right, you'll expect that.
911
suit.
and then a 69? Is that what you guys were involved in?
Yeah, it was an emergency. He called me. He said he had an emergency. This is how
And it
we
turned
actually
into a
met.
69?
It turned into a full-blown 69.
Don't let people tell you that you
full-blown.
cannot get someone pregnant doing 69. You absolutely can.
It just went down the wrong pipe.
It went down the wrong pipe. She started to cough, and now she is saying all of this nonsense.